2 years ago, I fired myself. AI took my job, and honestly, it hurt. I just launched a course on pitching. As part of the course promotion, we offered personalized pitch reviews. At first, it was fun, one a day, then two, then more, but soon it became a bit overwhelming. A colleague casually suggested, why not let ChatGPT do the reviews? I was almost offended. Pitch reviews require an expert, a human touch, and they need to see the videos, and ChatGPT at that time couldn't watch the videos, and they needed an expert like me. Still, I ran an experiment. We compared AI's feedback to mine, then we compared it to other experts. The shocking result was no real difference. AI was just as good, even if it didn't see the videos. And AI had an advantage I didn't. It could review pitches anytime, anywhere, instantly, and it provided a better feedback than I could ever do. So I fired myself. At first, I felt small, like I'd been defeated, but I also saw opportunity. Just a little earlier, I'd set up a foundation with a mission to coach, train 1 million entrepreneurs by 2027. If AI can give feedback this good, there are surely ways it can be used to change the way people pitch and help millions pitch better. One of my passions in life is helping people communicate more effectively. I help people make what I call pitches. My definition of a pitch is probably different than yours. But what I can tell you is whatever your job, whatever your industry, you're pitching all the time. You pitch at home, you pitch at work, we're pitching everywhere. At the most fundamental level, a pitch is about changing or confirming what people think and getting them to take action. You can think about a pitch in the form of the following questions. What do people believe before you talk? And what should people believe after you talk? And what action should they take? Your pitch is what comes between point A and point B. We wouldn't say we're pitching our wives for dinner at a new restaurant, but we are. She might not have been thinking of going out for dinner, but when I share the idea in just the right way, I hope she'll have her coat on, ready to go. I do research on pitches as most people define them. Pitches asking for funding. These are the torture tests for effective communication. They are competitive, they need to be short, and they need to convince some people to do something, which is give money away, which is hard to get. The sad fact is most pitches are great. In a study I ran on a little over 4,000 pitches, a staggering 40% weren't clear enough for an investor to make a simple yes-no decision. This doesn't mean that they just said no, but they didn't understand, so they had to say no. Why? It's because we overcomplicate things as we work. We start with slides, add more and more information, and before we know it, we've buried the core idea. Almost every idea, every presentation is clear and simple at the start. It's simple, and we haven't put in much time or effort. But as we put in our time and effort, we open up our PowerPoint, start adding our ideas, we keep adding more and more, and it gets more and more complex. We gather our ideas, our insights, our facts, we squeeze it all in and work a bit more on our presentation. Finally, we're ready to present. The result is too often Frankenstein pitches, bloated, confusing, and lifeless, filled with buzzwords and jargons, and too often useless AI filler. It doesn't bother me when someone that hasn't worked fail. What breaks my heart is seeing someone that has built something great, worked hard on his pitch, maybe too hard, can't get his ideas across clearly. We're left with a clarity gap. When things are unclear, they're confusing. That's why 40% of pitches are so unclear, people can't understand what's being asked. Imagine this, no more confusing, lifeless pitches. You take an idea and turn it into a clear, compelling pitch in minutes. People instantly get what you're saying. No blank stares, no endless explanation. And instead of 40% failing, just 5% fail. This world already exists. I've helped companies use AI strategically to cut pitch failure rates from 40% to just 5%. The secret is to focus on clarity before creation and leverage the power of AI to get there fast. There's an expression I love, first pants, then shoes. Some things need to be done in order. To make a great pitch, you need to start with your story, not your pitch deck. I'm ready to make you a promise here and now. If you're willing to do the work and do things in order, you'll never make another bad pitch again. To make a great pitch, you need to start with a simple story. You need to wait on creation until you get here. That is the secret of better, faster, easier pitches. I've worked with thousands of companies making pitches. Making pitches can be hard work. Before AI, my rule of thumb were the following. A good 2-hour pitch will take you a day. A good 20-minute pitch will take you 2 days. And a good 3 to 5 minute pitch will take you a week. AI's changed all of that. What makes my heart sing is someone that works hard and gets their message across. In the rest of this talk, I'd like to tell you how you can make a really good, probably not a great, pitch in an hour working together with AI. This is not just a bit faster, but a completely different speed. Here's the step-by-step process. Use AI to help you write your story. Use AI to get feedback, and then work on the delivery of your message. You get started with your story. This will take you around 20 minutes. We encourage people to collect lots of information to write a pitch. But I have to say, a lack of things to say has never been an issue. The issue is always too many things to say and too much word crafting. The harder people work, the more buzzwords and jargon they fit in. When their talk gets long, they simply try to talk faster. Both are recipes for disaster. This is a time to take a step back and bring in AI. There's research showing that AI on its own can help you build a good pitch. In studies with startup pitches, 80% of investors prefer pitches built by AI, and they find them 70% more persuasive. We tested AI in humans making pitch, given the core input of a good pitch. Objective, introduction, 4 Ps, problem, promise, proof, and payoff, and a call to action. AI did the work in a minute. We gave humans 30 minutes. Then we scored pitches using our pitch review tool. Humans aren't bad, but most of them paying AI models are better. However you do it, the reality is the first draft is never perfect. You're ready for step number 2. Step number 2 is to use AI to get feedback. This will take you another 20 minutes. The real secret sauce of communication and pitching is about getting feedback and improving based on this feedback. Let me repeat, it's about getting feedback and using the feedback. There are hundreds of ways to get feedback. The best is real people, but they can be hard to find and seldom available to listen to your pitch at 2 in the morning or the same pitch for the 30th time. There's you, but it's hard to self-critic. It's hard to see things with a fresh light every time, and we forget what we know. When we built our pitch review system, we tested AI versus 11 different expert reviewers. The expert reviewers got a video, slides plus text. The AI got just the text. We were curious to see how well AI would do. The correlation showed AI was given the same scores, even when AI didn't see the video. AI was more reliable, giving the same pitches the same score over time, and the feedback was unquestionably better. They shouldn't even be on the same graph. More importantly, AI can be your brutally honest friend. AI can analyze your pitch and highlight what's unclear or weak. What might make people say no? How can I make this simpler? You can even ask, where is the BS in my talk? Think of AI as a friend who isn't afraid to tell you the truth, and then ask this friend to tell you the truth. The final stop, where too many people start, is delivery. I'll give you 20 minutes. You need to decide how you want to deliver your message. For a pitch, it's usually a deck. For a colleague at work, it might be an email. For my wife, it might be a call or a text. What's important is you've gone through the process of making it simple before you try to present your pitch. You might be worried about investing all this time in getting your story right and the time required to make a pitch. Working with AI tools, you can make a good pitch deck fast. With one of my clients, we timed the process. It took just 47 seconds with Gamma AI to make a good first deck with visuals. Read that again. That is not minutes, that is seconds. Good news, this means that you have 19 minutes to practice, if you really practice. And if you want to make a great practice, deliberate practice is the key. Don't just review your slides, film yourself, record your voice, really get into it. Now, a question you should ask is how well this process really works. Pitches made by this method typically score in the 70th percentile. That means they're good pitches, pitches people want to understand. Normally, a second round with content updates and a review will get you to 90th percentile. The last step, making a great pitch, is up to you. Great pitches take time and energy. I can't promise you greatness, but if you follow the process, you'll never make a pitch people can't understand again. And by learning to work with AI, you'll have a partner that can help you fine-tune and build a great pitch. Here's what you need to remember from this talk. We're all pitching all the time. Great pitches are stories first. You got to get your story right before you start working on your delivery. You, yes you, are responsible for making your message great. What should you do? Well, that's probably more important. What I'd like you to do is try out this process. Give yourself a tough pitch challenge. Set a timer and see what you can do in an hour. Using AI as a partner, you'll make better pitches faster and easier. I'm not suggesting you have AI write your pitch, but use AI where it's strongest as a review tool. And remember, AI is the co-pilot, not the pilot. Now, a question you might have, do you think this presentation was made with AI? Well, I've got a confession. I did use AI a bit, but I should have used AI more and earlier to write this talk. To be honest, old habits die hard. There's oftentimes a gap between what we know we should do and what we actually do. The first time I made this talk, I did it the wrong way, the old way, the way you're doing things now. I was excited about the talk and started pulling out some old slides, pushed them all together, and the end result was a confusing mess. I spent almost a day and a half and threw everything out. Then I started over. I wrote my story outline and worked with AI to clarify my story. Then I reviewed the story with AI and some colleagues, and finally I made a few simple slides. This took me less than 2 hours. Well, honestly, it didn't take me less than 2 hours. The person making the slides spent more time than that. Too often in our lives, there's a knowing-doing gap. I knew I should write my story first, but I didn't do it. When I did what I knew I should do, things worked better, a lot better. Now you know the secret of making a great pitch in an hour. Will you do it? I hope you will. I'd like to close this talk with a famous quote. Albert Einstein once said, if I had an hour to solve a problem and my life depended on it, I'd spend 55 minutes finding the right question and 5 minutes solving it. Let me turn that around. If you have 1 hour to make the pitch of your life, spend 55 minutes working with AI to craft your story, then 5 minutes making your slides. That's a better, faster, and easier way to make a pitch. That's pants on, then shoes.